Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wild Sports Talk with Shardul Gupta. I'm Lauro Antonio. Isaiah Leong will be joining us in just a little bit. And Shardul, how's the night going for you?
My night's going really well. I'm really excited to join you for the second straight time on the broadcast. I love being on your show and hearing all the different sports takes that you have to say about the various sports teams.
All right. Anyways, let's talk about some March Madness here. A national title game recap. It was a tale of two halves in this game. After a tie game early, North Carolina took the first half and led Kansas 40-25 at the half. Then Kansas woke up and came out firing in the second half and held on to win 72-69. I knew that Kansas was going to win this game in particular just because I think that the Kansas Jayhawks, they were hungry to win this championship. What about you, Shardul?
I mean, for this game, I was really surprised that my North Carolina Tar Heels didn't come out and win this game against Kansas. But I give the Jayhawks all the credit. You were the better basketball team. My Tar Heels that I predicted to win this had a really great run in this March Madness tournament. But in the end, you got to give credit to the winner.
Yeah, I think Kansas earned this win, and I think that the Kansas Jayhawks, I think they are a true champion. I'll tell you that. And I think that this was their first championship since 2008.
So who do you think stepped up today against North Carolina for Kansas?
I think that everybody played well for Kansas. I thought that everybody was the player of the game. It was a team effort. I'm not going to name one specific player, though.
But I think this whole March Madness tournament has been a hell of a run.
Oh, it was a great run. I'll tell you that. It was a great run, and I'll tell you who really played well in this game. Talk about Kansas not having the best free throws there today, but talk about Armando Bacot getting hurt again. So, what is your thoughts? And then also talk about OG Agbagi had 12 points, but he played very well today. But I thought the whole entire Kansas Jayhawks team played very well.
I agree that OJ Agbaji had a great game today. He didn't have the best game of his college basketball career today against North Carolina, but I think he's a wonderful player. He has lots of talent. He can make some really exciting plays. And he looks like he's gonna turn this Kansas basketball team around.
Yeah, I think he's going to turn this. He's going to turn this game. He's going to turn this thing around here. I think that if you talk about North Carolina, this team is going to be in it for the long run. Again.
But do you think that Kansas deserved this win against North Carolina?
I think so because the way they played, they were down 15 early.
So when Kansas had the lead in the first half, were you kind of surprised when North Carolina started to come back in the second half, and it looked like they would have gone the win, but then Kansas kind of made that comeback in the second half, tying the game 69-69, and then Kansas hit the go-ahead 3-point shot to win the game 72-69.
Yeah, it was a great game. Anyways, Chardol, we're going to move on and keep moving on here. Talk about some basketball here. Ben Simmons is out for the regular season and the play-in tournament. What are your thoughts on that for Ben Simmons being out again?
I mean, it was kind of. I'm not a fan of Ben Simmons, but when any player gets injured and can't qualify for the play-in tournament, it always kind of it's kind of heartbreaking when you get to see that your star player who just got traded to the Nets isn't playing in the play-in tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Nets will be fine anyways, but I think that Ben Simmons is probably not going to be playing for the rest of the season. Anyways, we'll talk about some baseball now. Is that the Rays, they traded Austin Meadows to the Detroit Tigers. I think this makes them a contender for a playoff spot, and I think this could be enough for them to challenge the Chicago White Sox in the division. So what are your thoughts on this move here, Chardol? And do you think that the Tigers are a playoff contender with Austin Meadows?
I think this was the right move to send Austin Meadows to the Tigers because with this trade, I think that the Tigers are going to become a World Series contending team with a player like Austin Meadows.
They are. You're definitely spot on right about that. But also, outfielder Michael Conforto is still a free agent. Which team will sign Michael Conforto? I picked the Atlanta Braves.
For me, I would love to see Michael Conforto sign with the San Francisco Giants.
And why would you want him on the San Francisco Giants?
Because they have so many great players on the Giants, and I think he would add a lot of depth to my Giants team.
I mean, you don't need another left-handed bat because you already have Jock Peterson. If you need a right fielder, you can always move Mike Yastrzemski to center. But it's going to be dependent on if you have enough left-handed bats. So, anyways, so that being said here, the Saints and the Eagles execute bizarre NFL draft trade. The Saints received the 16th and 19th overall picks in the 2022 draft, plus picks 194 in the 6th round. In return, the Eagles get the Saints' number 18 overall pick, plus their number 101 third rounder and number 237th 7th rounder in this year's draft. The Eagles also get future picks in the form of the Saints' 2023 first round pick and 2024 second round pick. And is that a sign that the Saints are trading up to get a quarterback in this month's draft, Chardol?
I mean, it does show a sign that the Saints do need a quarterback, and everybody was so hopeful that Jimmy Garoppolo would go to New Orleans, but nobody was really hopeful about that because I don't think Jimmy G wants to play for the Saints.
I don't think anybody wants to play for the Saints. I think the Saints really need I think the Saints need a legitimate quarterback here, but also Frank Gore says he plans to sign a one-day contract with the San Francisco 49ers and retire as a member of the team that drafted him. Do you think that Frank Gore is a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I think he is a first ballot Hall of Famer because I really would love to see Frank Gore re-sign with the San Francisco Giants for a one-year deal because he's one of the greatest running backs on this 49er team, and he has proved it when he was playing with us in his tenure on this team.
He did prove it, that's for sure here, but anyways, the Raiders signed quarterback Nick Mullins. What is your thoughts on that?
I think that this was not a right move for the Raiders to sign quarterback Nick Mullins because to me he's always been underrated. He hasn't been great in most of his games. So I don't think this was the right trade to send him to that organization.
Also, breaking news to talk about here is that 3 players have been suspended 80 games for PED violations, which includes Danny Santana, Jose Rodon, and Richard Rodriguez. What is your thoughts on that?
I think anybody who engages in PED violations in baseball, I think that all 3 of those players should be absolutely ashamed of themselves of what they have gotten themselves into. And as a baseball fan, I think that's an absolute disgrace that those 3 players would get involved in such allegations like this?
Yeah, you're right. They did. I mean, I think that you. I think we're in a steroid era or PED era.
So when you found out that those three players got engaged and took performance-enhancing drugs, did you find out that why would they why would those three do such a thing, and why would they get involved in that in the first place?
They would be involved in the first place. I mean, I think that the doctor might have get the doctors might have given them the wrong medicine. So that's what I kind of think here. So, anyway, Chardol, let's also talk about the day. Let's also I lost my train of thought, so sorry about that. So let's talk about who do you think is favored to win the college basketball national championship next year? Do you think Kansas can repeat? Do you think Michigan State can do it, or do you think North Carolina can bounce back from this?
Um, I would love to see I would love to see North Carolina bounce back and win the college basketball national championship.
Oh, I think that would be something, I think that would be something there, Chardol, and I think that we are going to see that. But anyways, I know. Sorry, folks. It was a short and quick show. This was to recap the March Madness game. We'll talk about some final thoughts now. Chardol, what are your final thoughts? Can't hear you.
My final thoughts are that I love to be thanks for having me part of Wild Sports Talk on the MI6 Sports Network. I really love joining you and hearing all your different sports takes that you have to say. But thanks for having me on today. It was a big honor.
Anyways, for Chardol, Loro signing off for now. Have a great night, and don't forget our next show will be Wednesday. It will be Batter Up. Me, Isaiah, and Ben will be part of that program, and we will talk to you then.